Hi, I'm Rob Webb, and welcome to this Thursday, June 24th edition of our live forum for nonprofit fundraising and board development. And this week's topic is how to create exciting virtual fundraising campaigns for your nonprofit organization. I want to give a special welcome to our guest, Dr. Dana Hansen. Excuse me, I screwed that all up already, didn't I? Dr. Linda Hansen, who is on my right, who is the founder and CEO of Fund Duel. And down below, the Dana the Dadlorian, Dana Hansen, is the Chief Operating Officer of Fund Duel. And I want to welcome you to our live forum on nonprofit fundraising and board development.
Welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Dana, you actually kind of upstaged all of us with this photo. Where is this photo here of you? Look at that. There is you with your grandbaby. And so now we have to, you have to tell us about the grandbaby as we open up.
That's Ainsley. She was just a little one there. Now she's 4. She is 4. So a lot of changes since then. But we have 13 grandkids and love each of them to death.
Oh, God bless you. 13 grandkids. That's wonderful. We were trying to figure out how to cut you out and just have the grandbaby. But but actually, this is the photo I wanted to use of you, Dana. And, we just had a hard time getting all the heads in there in the image.
So Rob, I want to ask you, which one do you think I am there?
I was going for the guy in the middle, the Dadlorian.
Good call.
Dr. Linda Hansen, you are the brainchild behind Fund Duel Incorporated, who we have partnered with a while back. We've been, when this pandemic started, I was looking for an exciting, fun platform for nonprofits to use for virtual fundraising campaigns. And let's say most of them are pretty boring. And so you came up with a pretty good platform, and we're going to talk with you more about it in just a little bit. First, I want to say welcome to everybody that is joining us live on our Facebook Live or YouTube Live. This is actually streaming to a number of places, and we're trying to figure out who's watching this from what location. So if you could jump in there and welcome, post a message, tell us who you are. Tell us about your nonprofit, and if you're going to have any questions for them, you can post that in there as well. We want to hear from you guys. We want to know where you're watching this. If you're watching it from our Facebook group, Nonprofit Campaigns Community, or our Facebook page, or if you're watching from YouTube Live, go ahead and chat in there. Actually, you YouTube Live people, I don't think I can see your live chat, but I'll go back later and say aloha and welcome to you. All right, so I'm going to start off, and we're going to come back to Dr. Linda Hansen, who is the founder of Fund Duel. And tell us how Fund Duel started. I know you've been around a lot longer than the pandemic, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, wow. Fundraising has changed. COVID has been a really crazy world for us. And now a lot of people are adjusting to post-COVID world and maybe another pandemic coming, but we all need to be really aware that fundraising has changed. It's shifted. The permanent shifts in this world prior to COVID, and then COVID really put some major shifts in how we fundraise. And gamification is really important. And all of what we developed into Fund Duel really comes based on science about why we're motivated to get involved in something. And there are many things that motivate us to get involved. You showed that sumo picture with Dana. That was funny. We started laughing. We all need a laugh. We're motivated and we're neurochemically charged up when we see something funny or surprising. We have sumos on our site for a reason, and that is because it's surprising to see big, huge sumos holding a little puppy or crocheting on our How It Works, because we get a charge out of something that's surprising. That's why game shows have been so popular. If you think about what's really entertaining and what you really like to watch, Game shows are fun because we are always anticipating who's going to win. We love competition. And so all of those things are baked into Fund Duel. And for virtual events, wow, we got really fatigued over virtual events. There are so many of them. We're so boring. And you should see the click out rate for most events. In fact, right now, there's probably people that are joining. And then if we're not making this fun and exciting, they're going to click out. If we don't have something that's going to grab people and they think, oh, I got to stay and find out what's going to happen, then they're going to jump off. We have very short attention span in this day and age. And so young people, man, 30 seconds and they're gone if it's not something that's gripping or something that grabs their attention. So videos have to be very short, and an event has to be really exciting. And there has to be a reason why you want to stay and watch and see if you're going to win a prize, or if there's going to be something really gripping or an entertainer that's going to entertain you. So
we're gonna have to come up with a prize for everybody to stick around and at the end of this, till the end of this show. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out as we get going. Dana, you now this is Dr. Linda here has created Fund Duel. She's the CEO and the founder. Now you're the guy that gets to work with the nonprofits. We had a meeting with a nonprofit, Hopeful Handbags, a couple hours ago this morning. It's morning here in Hawaii. And tell me, what does it take to make a virtual fundraising event exciting?
Yeah, that's a great point. A lot of it has to come down to good strategic advanced planning as to how to engage an audience even before the event. And we have found that our very best live stream events on Fund Duel started with an actual fundraising campaign between teams to see who could raise the most money, even leading up to that evening or that day of the streaming event. And as a result, before you even push the go button and go live, you may have already raised tens of thousands of dollars because the teams are pushing out their links and they're getting people involved and they're asking for some kind of participation of a challenge to be uploaded under their team. Think of ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. What if you could have created teams that pushed the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge? And then before you even have a live streaming event, you've raised a bunch of money. But not only that, you have under each team photos or videos that have captured the moment of that ice bucket. Well, every campaign has its own challenge, and it might be an adorable pet, or it might be a cute kid. It may be a talent. It may be a hashtag, social media handle, and the most creative way to show that, or whatever it is. And so you can create this great stock of photos and videos already baked into your campaign. And as part of the run of show, can highlight some of the entries that already occurred prior to, leading up to, as a run-up to the live stream. And your producer can put that in there, and the MC or host or hostess can cut away to the content that was already uploaded. That is great because people can come to the live stream event knowing there's a chance that my post or my video is going to be seen by hundreds, if not thousands of people who are going to be watching the live streaming event on Fund Duel and see themselves. People love that. It's like the kiss cam in a stadium. So the camera's panning around and people are looking around. They see themselves up on the big screen and they light up. You've seen it 1,000 times. We all have. Well, that's kind of the same kind of fun, surprising element to this. Like Linda said, it is surprising. It's unpredictable. And you can already create that content before you even have turned the live streaming event on. So we highly recommend of a fun.
Did we lose him? There he is.
Up to it. Yeah. So
hey,
that
is a good time?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. We was a little bit of internet. I was shaking my router and making sure we're getting the 4Gs that we need. I've got your commercial, not the Sumo commercial. We've got that loaded too. But I've got your your latest commercial loaded up and ready for our viewers to see. Shall we show it now?
Sure. And just prior to that, this particular video is so good for anybody when you're doing a team-based, any kind of team-based campaign, or getting a group of people to get involved. And notice that it's very fast and quick and hopefully entertaining. So I love to get feedback on it. Go ahead.
Okay, we're going to roll this live, and we're going to have a chance for people to give us feedback right now. Here is our Fund Duel presentation. Go.
Fund Duel is a revolutionary gamified fundraising website. We use competition, challenges, live virtual events, and real-time online auctions to make fundraising fun and exciting. Sponsors love us because of how much we help grow their brand. How does it work? Instead of just asking donors to give directly to your cause, we turn it into a game. Donors give through a team that is raising money for your cause. The team that raises the most money wins. And the best part? All the money raised from each team goes to your cause. Sponsors will have their name and logo displayed on the campaign page. They can even sponsor a team. Anyone who donates will think of themselves as members of that team. What a great way to generate brand loyalty. If your fundraising is suffering because you can't hold your normal annual event, we've got you covered. Run your live event virtually right on your Fund Duel page. If your event includes an auction, you can hold it with a live auctioneer. Donors can bid directly through your Fund Duel page using their phones, tablets, or computers. Everything you need, all in one place. Visit us at fundduel.com/start to set up your Fund Duel campaign today.
All right, and that is the Fund Duel commercial that we want to show you. If they would love your feedback, Dana and Linda. So if you are watching that, give us your feedback. Tell us what you think of that commercial. And before we go back to you guys, we've got a few people that said aloha in the group. I'm in Hawaii, so it's aloha. You could be howdy from Dorian. There you go. And Doyen is in Texas, and he's the iCura Foundation from Houston, Texas. We'll give you a howdy. We also have Michael Seo, who is in the group from Kenya, East Africa. Very excited to join. And so welcome. If you are watching us live, we encourage you to go in there, introduce yourself. Tell us about your nonprofit. Ask us questions that you would like to hear from the virtual fundraising platform that we have here. Now, one of the things, Linda and Dana, I love is that you guys really do a better job than anything I've seen out there of capturing that fun and that engagement and putting it out on social media, not only before the event, but during that event, which I guess is usually like a month-long campaign, and afterwards, right? So talk to us about the social media aspect and how Fund Duel campaigns have the ability to go viral on social media.
Yeah, I wish we could show you one of our campaign pages. But the reason that Fund Duel was started is that I saw that in the business world, the for-profit world, gamification and social media advertising was huge. And I think that nonprofits have been very, very slow to adapt to what is successful in the business world. And social media sharing is where it is all happening. This is where companies get their brand out. So we have this potential viral component of Fund Duel where it's just baked into the site where you can automatically share a selfie. We have the idea that a selfie is powerful, and in the past it's been self-absorbed. You show yourself, hey, look at me doing this, look at my cool self doing this, and often it has nothing to do with raising money for a good cause or a charity. Now we're allowing the selfie to be shared instantly with two buttons that are right on there, our copy link, Facebook, Twitter, copy the link, put it on Instagram. It's right there on the selfie, and you share it. You get donations right on that selfie. And that is what the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was missing. It raised 115 million and a lot of awareness for ALS, but you had to go to the ALS site and donate. So what we've done is for all our nonprofits is that you have this ability to have this viral challenge that can be incredible, and then people can donate on it right now. We've had some stellar challenges. St. Jude did a smash a cake to smash pediatric cancer. It was so fun. And what I loved about it, it wasn't just the high-end donors that got involved, but it was families, it was kids, it was dogs, it was all those things that are shared on social media. And they were funny. And these kids and animals getting involved in smashing a cake was hilarious. And people love watching funny things. Funny things are shared 25 times more than anything else on social media. Kids and pets are also shared a lot. So that's why on that little promo video, you saw dogs and cats, because we love that. We love to see cute little dogs and cats. It gives us a lot of oxytocin. And we love to share those kind of content. If you think about, what do you look at when your family or your friends share something with you that's social media related? Well, I bet you anything that it's something funny. And that's why we were able to raise so much for St. Jude. We did the same thing with NAMI, which is National Alliance for Mental Illness. And they did this stellar campaign. It was so cute. Mental illness is a huge problem right now in our COVID world. A lot of suicides going on, a lot of stress that has been caused by COVID. So NAMI, they had this great challenge, which is to take an egg or a balloon, and you write a mental illness stigma on this balloon or on this egg, and you smash it, or you crack it, or you do something with this stigma. And there's some power in sharing this on social media. It was really amazing. We had so many people jump onto this, and we even had classrooms of kids that they took these little eggs and they smashed them, and they talked about depression and anxiety and bipolar, and even just talking about it is really, really important. So yes, we can raise a lot of money for important causes, but when we have a challenge that's shared on social media, and for people that aren't going to use our platform, think about the power of social media. Get your campaign out there on multiple platforms and do something that is going to be shared, that's interesting, that's fun, that's exciting, and that's very short. If you do a video, it has to be short, and it has to have some surprising elements, some fun elements, and you got to win a prize. So that's kind of my thought on it.
Rob, can I add a little to that as well?
All right,
Rob,
we're going to see
Rob,
here
can you
if I can get our live stream to live stream a little bit better here. I'm shaking the internet router. Dana, are you there? Can you?
Yeah.
You guys seem a little frozen to me right at the moment.
We're not.
I see Linda smiling. All right. So while this is, and I don't know if you guys can hear me properly or not, Dana's moving his hands. We did get a question come in, and hopefully the internet will behave itself in just a moment, and we'll be back to normal. Stephanie Hellstrom jumped in here. She is in. I'm not sure where Stephanie's at, but she said she likes, of course, the program that we're talking about, and she has a donor drive platform, and she asked, how would this work if you already have a platform like Donor Drive? I'm not 100% familiar with how Donor Drive compares and how that integration works, but if you have you ever had that question before, Dana or Dr. Linda?
Yeah. Absolutely. We're free. We have no costs up front, and we work with other people that already are synced up with another platform. We can be doing a lead up to an event. So we can work with you, and that would be no problem. And we lost Rob. Hello, Rob. Well, we're here. At least I think we're here.
I can hear you.
So do you want to answer that? I think we're still live. I think we lost Rob. So for anyone that can hear us still.
All right. I think we're back, kids. We just had a fundraising, internet meltdown. And let's see. I am back. Dana's, let's see. Let's add Dr. Linda. We have now rearranged the order of Hollywood Squares now. And Dr. Linda, you're at the bottom. And Dana, you're on my...
You're surprising us. So it's great.
Yeah, well, that is not what we're going to have. I just had an hour and a half meeting with Verizon yesterday, telling them we can't have these problems in these live forums. And so when I get done today, we'll be calling their competitor.
No.
All right. So anyhow, yes, we're still live. Stephanie said, "Thank you." So I hope I didn't
Rob,
lose
can you
too
hear
many
me?
people there in the process, but we're back.
Can you hear me, Rob?
No. I can hear you, Dana. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. So I think specifically Stephanie's questions about Donor Drive, which is a platform that has some flexibility for fundraising, live stream events, etc. Here's part of the challenge for people like Stephanie is if they've already purchased a package and they feel obligated to use it, that's one thing. But take the aspect of what some of these other platforms have done, but then amplify it many times over with the power of the teams, the power of corporate partners as team captains, social media, all of these elements, prize awards, a campaign that leads up to the event. These are all layers that add multiple thousands of dollars to a campaign. There's no other platform out there. So if Stephanie and others who have used other platforms, which is probably 100% of the case, feels that there is an opportunity here to talk, we can talk. I think it's really important that people understand, there was a question that you had asked about kind of the social media. How do you exploit the social media or use social media, effectively on our platform? One of the things that I think was left unsaid was that a campaign and a cause needs to have a well-considered, smart strategy from the very beginning of when are they going to post? How often are they going to post? What is the coming soon strategy? Who is the outreach? What are they going to do announcing that the event is about to occur? And then the follow-up, et cetera. So a real true social media strategy is very similar to opening up a business and asking, what do we do before the business begins? What are we doing to get the word out there? Now, one thing that we'll point out before you go to your next question is, why have the organization be 100% responsible for that effort and the results? That's the beauty of Fund Duel, is you're creating multiple representations of your organization. Let's say you have 20 captains because you have 20 teams. You now have 20 organizations, call it, who are doing your work for you. They are reposting, they are retweeting, they are sending out the bulletins, they're doing whatever it is you ask as an organization to all 20 of these small silos of organizations that are helping you, individuals and whatever. They suddenly have taken the responsibility off your shoulders, and now you're able to just do the big picture stuff while they go out and execute. It's very important that people understand the power of disseminating and distributing those challenges and those opportunities to help you out. And that's what we're set up to do. It is a very streamlined, effective platform for that reason.
Well, and that's why you're here. I want to ask a couple of questions. I'm having feedback here. We're having all kinds of fun on this show. You talked about corporate sponsors, you talked about team captains. There's a lot of things we're going to talk about in here, but corporate sponsors are really an important part of any special event. And I'll back up a step. At nonprofit campaigns, if you guys have been in our group for a minute, we believe that special events tend to be more of fundraisers than fundraisers. They can be very expensive to put together. Fund Duel doesn't have an upfront cost to putting this on. And so for those that are out there looking to purchase a platform or to purchase software like Donor Drive or other platforms that are out there, this is a great option because you are this is specific for this particular campaign. You can have multiple Fund Duel campaigns, but there's no big upfront cost. But let me go on to that because corporate sponsors are so important for nonprofit fundraising special events. How do you engage corporate sponsors in your Fund Duel campaigns?
Do you want me to? I can just say that a corporate sponsor. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay,
your
good.
Head's moving and everything. We're working good now.
Corporate sponsors want to be seen doing good. They want great ROI. They want to be seen doing good, and they're very engaged in this particular cause. We found that so many additional corporate sponsors jump onto Fund Duel campaigns because of the great ROI, return on investment. Because of the eyeballs that are seeing them all over social media. For example, you can have 300 people in a ballroom, or you can have 6,000 to 100,000 or whatever amount of people that are viewing an event because it's shared on social media during an event. So corporate sponsors love us, and nonprofits love the fact that corporate sponsors do a lot of the work. We've had a lot of campaigns that were completely done by corporate sponsors. Just imagine, for a moment, I'm just going to give you an example. Disney was going to do a campaign for Wounded Warrior using each one of the characters of their movie as a team captain. And so this is taking the burden off of Wounded Warrior of doing anything. Disney is taking the responsibility, but also getting some great PR for their movie and having people show up in a theater dressed up as a character. If I'm on the Chewbacca team, then I'm going to be dressing up as Chewbacca or C-3PO or Princess Leia. So this is a very engaging way for an audience at a movie to get involved, sharing it on social media. And that didn't have a particular virtual event. So let's take a virtual event. Most events where there's fundraising, corporate sponsors want to be seen. They're either going to be on the step and repeat or in a program. But when you're doing a virtual component, then it's being seen by everyone on social media, and it's great involvement for them. And so I don't know if you have anything else to add, but Dana?
Well, yeah, I did want to say that most people, if they'll take our counsel up front in creating a Fund Duel that's going to live, whether or not there's a live stream, they're lining up their team captains, their leaders of these different teams. And it is always a great idea to do a brainstorming session with all of the captains involved, where you just absolutely start listing every person that either owns their own company or is employed by a company that is known to give back, has corporate social responsibility as part of their ethos. It is surprising how frequently your list will grow from one or two companies we might hit to suddenly it's 10 to 20. And if you get a decent return, a hit rate of 50% on those, suddenly you have a nice cadre of sponsors who are willing to come in, put their logo up on our site, on your page, customized page, donate to the cause, retweet, and repost whatever it is you need them to do to their community. Now all of a sudden, again, remember you have these 10 captains and they're using their social media to push out. What if they then each captain aligns with anywhere between 2 and 5 sponsors on their team? Those sponsors have employees, they may have advertisers, they may have vendors and suppliers, etc. They have a board of directors possibly. Now all of a sudden you can amplify even further out than that. So the sponsors love to come. They just need to be invited. I think it begins with a brainstorming ideation of everybody we know who, again, either owns their own business or works with a company that is known for giving back. And then from there, you can start to see the sponsorships come in. They don't have to be expensive. You don't have to get 25K from everybody. We've had several who came in at 2,500, 5,000, even 500. And we'll put up a logo for $500 sponsorship of a particular portion of the campaign.
And matching dollars is huge.
Yes.
Studies have shown that when you have a corporation give matching dollars, you get 30% more donations. So
that's a huge point. I want to, and not only just corporations, individuals. They don't have to be wealthy, but if they announce, if a team, we've had one campaign, this was beautiful. One team out of 6 or 7 actually found a sponsor for their team that was willing to match dollars. And so what happened is for the following week, the social media push was to announce that for all the dollars that came in just for that week, there was going to be a match. And as Linda said, boom, the actual raw donations went up by over 30%. And then it was matched. And the team that put that together shot up to the lead, and they actually won the competition. So those are great ideas.
Yeah, and if every team had that corporate sponsor match, and just think what you could have done for that organization and raising money.
Right.
One of the touched on a couple of points. One of which is the Fund Duel campaigns are scalable. It could be a $10,000 campaign, it could be a $100,000 campaign, and the effort you're putting into it is not much more. Depending, it's scalable to any size organization, any size campaign. Linda, you mentioned something about ROI and why corporations get involved. And a lot of nonprofit people don't realize corporate donations are not necessarily, they are not tax write-offs in the same way that it is for an individual to a 501c3. Corporations are using their marketing budget usually to do this, and they want to see that return on investment. It's not one of those things where they're going to get a tax write-off like an individual would. And so it is, I've looked at a lot of platforms and a lot of programs. Fund Duel does more for those corporate sponsors. So they see the ability for these campaigns to go viral on social media, and what an impact for an organization. I said that special events are more fundraisers than fundraisers. But now, once you have that ability to go viral, look at not only the money you're raising now, but look at those people that you now have involved in your organization that you can engage and bring them through that old-fashioned pyramid of giving that we teach here at Nonprofit Campaign. Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah. And that's why we're actually, you may not know this, but we're going to announce that we are expanding in a huge way to 2 new countries, Brazil and New Zealand. And they found us, and they are using sports teams, football clubs, major musicians, and dignitaries and mayors. And so in Brazil, our partner down there, Jetro Silva, is just so excited because he's used challenges, he's used competition before. So that's not something new to the fundraising world, but we've just put it all together on one slick, easy platform. And what he sees is all of these different sports teams all over Brazil competing to raise money for amazing causes. And of course, there's so much good and then he also has connections in Africa. So we are doing some global campaigns. You can take one small campaign with Fund Duel and it can become big. And it happens because you have companies that can have different divisions that can compete. You can have a nonprofit organization that has many different states that are involved or different countries. So, and we're also working with Generation Hip Hop Global. And next year, we're going to be doing a massive concert in 2 cities, New York and New Zealand, Auckland. And then the views that we'll get on this is huge. The corporate sponsors love it because they'll have massive eyeballs. And then the nonprofits all over the world will benefit. So it's really quite humbling and breathtaking and almost shocking to us at the power that this has. And it's something that we know just really was inspired by knowing that people love to get involved and do something, and the masses want to get involved. The grassroots people want to get involved. It's not just the high-end donors. It's not just the corporate sponsors, but all of their employees, all of the fan bases of celebrities. So it's really, I don't know, can't believe that all of this is happening. It's amazing. And
that is exciting news. Thank you for sharing that announcement here at our live forum on nonprofit fundraising.
Hey, next year you can interview us from Carnival.
Well, that was my nenext question. Does that mean we're all going to Brazil and New Zealand? I'm ready to start packing.
There you go.
Hey, Stephanie has some more questions. I'm going to get to those in a minute. Don't leave, Stephanie. I want to talk about, in the past, and so many, I believe too many nonprofits are kind of over reliant on the old fashioned special events. And we've said before, if you're doing more than 2 special events a year, probably you're overdoing the special events. Special events are a lot of, and I'm talking about the old fashioned in-person special event where we get 100 people in the ballroom and in their tuxedos, and maybe they're bidding on items. We got to feed those people and put a nice steak and lobster in front of them. We've got to rent the ballroom. I mean, there's a whole lot of work to that. And those special events are important. But now going forward, let's assume we get back and COVID goes away, and we're going to all go back to those live special events. Some states are doing it. Some states are canceling. Here in Maui, we just canceled our county fair again for this year, which was a big fundraiser for a lot of those smaller nonprofits. Oh my God, the food is wonderful too at those county fairs. If you like to eat Hawaiian food and Samoan food and Portuguese food. But now, I think going forward, every special event that's in person needs to have a virtual component to increase the reach. If you look at how many donors you have and how many supporters you have out there, maybe 25% or less of those people are going to actually show up and be in the room for that special event or golf tournament or where it is. Now you have a way with Fund Duel to not only have your special event, but to have that virtual component with it so you can expand your reach to all your other supporters and new potential supporters to your organization. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Tell them about our golf tournament, Dana.
Yeah, I think I'll be very candid. There are a lot of fundraising events that are now going to try to do what you've described, and that is, they learned during COVID, they've got to broadcast it somehow. But what they're not doing, and they haven't thought this through, is to create the campaign even before people show up and allow it to create momentum as they walk in the doors. There's already been several $1,000s raised in uploads of the challenge, as we just discussed before. What we don't disagree with you that the old model is fairly boring, and the rising generation really isn't into that same model. But what if there's a twist to the model? What if, for instance, in a celebrity golf tournament or a charitable golf tournament, you create teams of each foursome, or foursomes can combine to create a team, and now they're going to compete leading up to and during that day of golf, and then that evening,
virtually,
you described. Yeah, you're going to have content you can show. Maybe it's the ugliest knickers on the 17th green. It's the most creative putt contest on the 5th green, or the best tee shot. There are different ways of gamifying it and creating content throughout the day. That's a twist. Then when they get into the room, and this is true for any live event, they can actually have table versus table compete against each other during the next hour or 2 hours. That not only engages the people who would like to raise the paddle and bid on some item, it's the other 9 people sitting in the table that have no intention of bidding, and they're on their phones or they're gabbing. Now you can engage them for the next hour and a half or 2 with periodic updates on the leaderboard up on the screen that says table number 16 just took the lead. To the table that's ahead in the next 30 minutes, we have a gift certificate for all 10 people. And you can gamify it throughout the night, and it's fun, etc. Now, what does that do to people sitting out there 30 miles away or 230 miles away on the television? You can gamify it for them as well, uploading content, giving out random prizes during the event, and announcing it is an awesome way to keep that momentum and also that interest alive during that 1.5 or 2 hours in the event. We firmly believe that live streaming it is a great way to now enhance the viewership. And we have a video player right on the very center image of your customized Fund Duel campaign page, that when it goes live, there it is. And what's fascinating about it is you can scroll down below that live player and you can see the teams in real time. You can watch them move as donations are coming in. And when the MC says, let's go to the leaderboard and see who's ahead, boom, there it is. It gets refreshed and those teams all go popping up. You can see that. And so it's a very interactive point that, as Linda mentioned earlier on, it retains interest in a live stream event. They don't just click, donate, and leave. They're watching.
Awesome. So Stephanie has some questions. Stephanie Hellstrom in the group. I don't know if Dana and Linda, if you can see the chat. If you go to the comments box on the top right. Yeah, glasses are required. Yeah, thank you very much. I got mine right here. She says, oh, neat. I can do a Fund Duel campaign with a sponsor like a hospital with each of their departments to compete between each other. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You get it. Her previous question was...
Rob, doctors versus nurses. Doctors versus nurses. That is a home run waiting to happen.
Nurses are going to win every day.
Absolutely. Yes. But now they have bragging rights. So just wanted to throw that out there.
The doctors versus nurses challenge. I believe that someone here in Hawaii, and I've talked to a couple of nonprofits about that. Nobody's done it yet. We're going to have the Shaka challenge. Everybody has here in Hawaii, some people do the pretty hardcore Shaka. Some grandma likes to throw their Shaka. We're going to do one of those for a nonprofit here in Hawaii. Stephanie says, yes, I'm so doing that. Thank you, Stephanie. Let's talk about team captains and leadership for the teams. We are big, our core product. We sell an online training course called How to Create High Impact Annual Fundraising Campaigns. And of course, in that, we talk about how we have a team chairman, campaign chairman, and we have division managers, and division managers recruit team captains. And you guys use a similar model where team captains are pretty much in charge of driving this thing. Mm-hmm. And having a good team captain that's a solid person that can not only recruit a good team under him, but lead that team. Talk to me about that.
Well, sure. Let me go ahead and provide some thoughts, and then Linda can fill in with the meat. So first of all, there are a lot of people who say, what can I do to help you? Just name it and I'm there. And we've had some campaigns put that individual or those kinds of people on there, and they don't lift a finger. So you can't absolutely be guaranteed that every team and every team leader or captain fully understands or will actually follow through, all intentions aside. But you can vet them a little bit, and we have a tool for that. We created a training video called How to Be a Team Captain. It's on our site. And so if you go to fundduel.com, there's a tab that says how it works. Click on that, scroll down, how to be a team captain. What this does is give a ton of great ideas to team captains that they should follow through. And if they're really committed, they're going to just jump on those with vigor, with gusto. And as an organization, whoever's kind of pushing this behind the scenes can be following up with the team captains to make sure that they're checking those boxes and following through and doing it and keeping that alive. There's another little secret, guys, we're going to share with you. We've had some very, very successful campaigns where the team captains competed among themselves, and the captain or leader who raised the most money received a trip. It was provided by one of the sponsors, and it was something that now all of a sudden excited just the team captains. It wasn't pushed out to the general public. They had their own prize structure. Whatever those prizes were, those were out there to be won. This was for the team captains. So there are some of these incentives behind the scenes that will really help boost some retained interest, because as we all know, a campaign can start to lose steam after a couple of weeks. So here's another great hint. Week number 3 for the team captains, the team captain that raises the most just during this week wins X. go at it, you know.
Let me make a quick comment, and I know Dr. Linda, you're going to jump in and follow up on this. The video for the team captain training, the 8-minute video you mentioned, I've got it loaded up. We can play it here, but I think that might be a wee bit long for this live forum. So what I am going to do is, as soon as this live forum is over, we're going to load that on our social media. I'm going to load it into YouTube and to Facebook. And I think I could probably get it onto Instagram. And so you guys can watch it, and we'll share that. And the other thing we're doing is Linda had signed up already. There's a link out there somewhere that's where you can sign up with a 30-minute, 45-minute, whatever needed consultation with me. And if you want to talk about Fund Duel, we can bring Dana the Dead-Lorian on board with us and that. And so I'm going to send that link out as soon as we're done with the live forum to all the social media. So you can, watch that team captain challenge, because that is so important. And you guys, and I'll send out that link so you can sign up, and we can set up a discussion and chat about this more. Stephanie's got a lot of questions. I know she's already signed up. We'll get more in there as well. Dr. Linda, go ahead and talk a little bit more about campaign leadership.
Okay, I want to just thank you, first of all, for your passion and for your goodness. And what is exciting about Fund Duel is that we are encountering the most magnificent souls on this planet that have such incredible hearts and see the needs that are going on right now with nonprofits. I'm going to get a little emotional.
I'm getting teary-eyed here too.
It's a tough time right now for a lot of people. We need to pull together and work together. And I just appreciate your good soul and how you've supported us. And really, we're a collective. We're a collective on this planet, and we need to work together and help a lot of suffering people. I just talked to this amazing young woman who she's a podcaster, and she's getting hygiene kits for homeless, and just on and on. We need to work together. Fund Duel is created to motivate people to get involved, to come together, to collaborate. It's all about trans-organizational collaboration. It's about Rob in Hawaii and us here in now Colorado, and people all over the planet, corporate, celebrity, all of us. We don't want to leave anyone out of the picture. And that's why the Fund Duel Challenge is so magnificent, because it allows everyone to feel like they're important. Even though they may not have a boatload of a wallet that's just full right now, they can at least upload a photo. And there's something inside every human being that is motivated by doing good, by feeling like they're important. The same thing happens in teamwork and in being on a team. We feel amazing when we're working with someone else to do great. And on Fund Duel, it's fun competition. All of the funds go to the cause, but it's just fun to be on a team and go against some other team. And so that feeling of working together is really, really motivating. Everything on Fund Duel just motivates participation, and winning prizes is amazingly motivating. So when you have a strong team captain that can reach out and get you involved, and you know that as a team you can win a prize, it's just amazing how people love that. And that's why game shows are so popular, and that's why Fund Duel is working, because people love winning, and they love competing, and they love being on a team and working on something. They also love social media sharing and doing a fun challenge, and then and making it fun. So all of those things are kind of baked in there. So the team captains are real important. And we found that not only social media sharing, but also just calling people up on the phone. Some of those old-fashioned things of connecting with people is really, really important. But it's just been a brilliant opportunity to work with amazing organizations and keep them afloat. In some cases, we've been able to keep them alive. So we hope that whether you use our platform or anything, make sure that you use gamification, make things entertaining, have prizes. That's why auction has always worked really well. The problem with auction is it leaves a lot of people out. It's usually high-end donors that are, and so your grassroots, the masses get left out. Auction is really kind of a privileged system, but it is a game and it works. And we do have auction protocol on our site, and we have silent auction, and that adds value. But I think we need to think beyond just raising money and using high-end donors. The great ROI for corporate sponsors is because of a challenge and getting the masses involved, getting everybody involved, collectively coming together. The team concept is very powerful. The loyalty that you have to your favorite sports team. There's just something so great about beating the other team. We're Broncos fans, so we love beating the Raiders. There's just something powerful about
everybody loves beating the Raiders.
Being on a team and being the winner. And we haven't won in for a while, but that there's something about that. So I just appreciate being able to share. Thanks so much, Rob.
Dr. Linda, God bless you, and thank for your comments. You had me kind of like tearing up there. For the last 26 years, I've been kind of the Lone Ranger type consultant that parachutes in front of an organization and with my 6-shooter on, and we do everything live. A year ago, we started nonprofit campaigns to make sure to help these nonprofits. There's so many worthy nonprofits I'm meeting every day. And we can help these people and just thank God we have that ability now. That's why we teamed up with you guys. We both have on our websites that we put the fun back in fundraising, and that's really, we should be having fun. Donors and board members, engaging board members, giving them ownership of the fundraising process, and making sure they're having fun is kind of what this is all about. Kimberly Barker just chimed in here with a message. Kimberly is in Barbados. She's been on our show before. We love seeing your smiling face, Kimberly. I'm sorry you're not here with us today on Hollywood Squares, but she says, we, Hopeful Handbags, are so excited to be working with the team at Fund Duel. And I got to say, Kimberly, we are excited to be working with you and Kathleen and all your chapters all over the world. They are a global organization helping victims of domestic abuse and sharing the word on so many important issues. What an honor and a blessing for us to be able to be a part of that. And I know you guys probably feel the same way.
Yes.
Linda and Dana. Okay, we have about 6 minutes left in the show. I'm always willing to go extra if people have questions, but I know you guys might need to leave a couple of minutes early today, right?
Oh, we don't want to leave early.
Oh, see, I thought you had another engagement. So
no,
you're ready.
You can end with our commercial because I really would like some feedback on that. And we, it's really interesting with our sumo wrestlers. So Geico is one of the most brilliant advertising companies because they use surprising, funny, ridiculous things about something as boring as insurance. So I think that
Gecko right over there. So
Gecko, Caveman. They also used a sumo. When we wanted to put Fund Duel together, from research, it shows that surprising elements really give us a neurochemical rush, and we love that rush. Funny humor also does that same thing. So when you look at our site, we've been criticized by only a very few people about the sumos, but most people love it. They're like, I love your sumos. And we've had a great relationship with USA Sumo, but I would love for you to show our commercial, and God bless you. And just really a great partnership with you, and love to work with anybody to help you out. Our hearts are that we want to be of service and do whatever it takes to help you amplify your campaigns, whether you're using another platform or whatever. We're there to enhance that and amplify.
Thank you, Dr. Linda. I will close out today with your sumo wrestler commercial, because that's the other commercial we played. The other commercial we played really kind of shows how Fund Duel works in a way that I love it. But God, come on, we got to love the sumo. So I'm going to play the sumo one in a little bit.
Beautiful.
One more question before you guys go. Talk to me about hybrid events and what could be the possibilities with a hybrid event for our viewers out there.
You want to take that, Dana?
Oh, sure. Possibilities are endless. A run of show is necessary so that it stays just like you would if you're in a live event. You have your run of show. In this case, you're going to add cameras that will feed into probably most likely a YouTube stream. The organization will be given an ID by YouTube. That ID is embedded into our site. And now everything that's going on, whether it's the golf outing or inside a gala event or a stadium or a concert, is now being broadcast simulcast onto our site. And the beautiful thing about it is, as you plan ahead and you start talking about your run of show, you're able to prepare your viewing and attending audience in advance that during this event, we're going to be raising some money. So have your phones ready, your credit cards. Don't surprise them at the event. Lead up to it. And then during the event, remind people, but it's a great way to embed into a physical room the fact that this is now being broadcast out. It may be a little, what they call delay, but that's all right. People at home won't know that. They're just going to watch this and have a great time. So it is something that we are more than happy to work with you on ideas. And we have tech people that will make sure it works flawlessly. We've never lost any content on a live streaming event on Fund Duel, and we're very happy about that. So I hope that answered the question, but that is a key component as we get back into the post-COVID world and people want to congregate. They absolutely should congregate. There is that exchange of whatever is good between human beings, but now let's take it also out to the virtual audience who couldn't be there physically. And that just needs to be built into your run of show as part of the campaign. And we can help you figure that out way in advance so that you're all ready to go.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Dr. Linda. In just a few minutes, we're gonna show that sumo commercial. I want to say thank you to our viewers out there, Stephanie and Kimberly and Michael, and I can't remember who all else was in there. We had looks like Sheila from Atlanta, Georgia, that's in there that made a comment. Terry Grady just said, commented in there, seems like fun. And then Stephanie's last comment was, do you stream, I guess is a question, do you stream with other live streaming platforms? Mm-hmm. We use one of those that, like YouTube and Facebook and more. Yeah. You want to jump in on that?
Absolutely. Typically, you can live stream directly from your facility onto Fund Duel, but sometimes people want to create what's called an iframe, and then that gets embedded into Fund Duel. And that's just a matter of coordinating with our tech guys in advance. Don't surprise us the day of. Do it in advance. And yes, we'll work with you.
Wonderful. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate you being my guest today on our live forum on fundraising and board development. I'm going to now run in and do this sumo commercial that we were all talking about, and then I'm going to come back. Are you going to be with me when I come back, or do you guys have to leave?
We actually have a New Zealand call coming up, but
I know, and you guys are having so much fun. You don't want to leave. Me neither. We've gone an hour and a half on this show before.
I've seen that sumo commercial so many times, and I still love it. It's just fun.
Well, I know we've got a lot of viewers that are here and those that are going to be watching the replay that want to see it. So we've been talking about sumo the whole time. So here we go.
Ever need to raise money, but you don't want to do this? Or this? Why can't fundraising be competitive and fun?
Introducing Fund Duel, a brand new way to raise money.
Competition brings an exponential increase in fun. That's why we invented the Fund Duel, where 2 or more parties compete to see who can raise the most money.
First, you challenge someone to a duel. Once they have accepted, you both choose a cause to support.
You then invite your friends to donate, or post videos of themselves performing a silly challenge. Both sides' donations go to their respective causes and everybody wins. Fund Duel. Putting the fun back in fundraising.
All right, you have it. Putting the fun in fundraising. That's what we love to do. And by the way, look at this beautiful picture once again of Dana and our Fund Duel sumo wrestlers. What I love is you guys filmed an event at Pyramid. Let me make that go away. We at Long Beach State. I went to Long Beach State. My son Mark, who's my partner in nonprofit campaigns, graduate of Long Beach State. We are big Long Beach State fans, and that Pyramid's a neat place to do this. I'm going to give you a chance to give any last comments, and I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, events are huge, and any music festival, film festival. We are doing corporate conferences. We can do a duel, and even during this webinar, we could have done a duel. I think that we can use any moment that we can to raise money and awareness for a good cause. So always be thinking about an extra way, even at events that typically don't raise money for nonprofits, that we can do that we can think about them and gamify whatever we can. So God bless you, and appreciate this opportunity, and can't wait to talk to anyone that's out there, and hopefully this is shared by many people.
Dana, the Dadlorian, you as well, sir. Thank you for being here, being a part of this. Dana's the person, and I are going to be the people you're going to work with the most, right, to set up your fund, because that's your calling, is that operations. Our calling here at Nonprofit Campaigns is to help you train volunteers and train team captains and that leadership. And so I am so proud and honored, and want to thank you so much for being a part of our live forum on nonprofit fundraising and board development today. As I said earlier, I'm going to be posting the team captain training video. It's about 8 minutes long, and I'm going to be posting that in all of our social media. If you have not done so yet, and you're watching the live replay, and you are not a member of our Facebook community group, I encourage you to go to facebook.com/nonprofit campaigns community. That is where the action is, and we are here to encourage you to create high impact fundraising campaigns that engage your volunteers and board members, giving them ownership of the fundraising process, and create Fund Duel campaigns that do the same thing. Last thing I want to remind everybody, we are in our almost last week. We've got about 8 days left for our 30-day challenge to achieve fundraising success. That mindset, it is based on the magic word by Earl Nightingale, recorded in 1961, the year before I was born. And I got to tell you, it is I love this guy's voice, Earl Nightingale. I don't know, Dana and Linda, if you know who Earl Nightingale is, and remember any of those. Of those. The magic word is a 14-minute message. I'll give you a hint. The magic word is attitude. And so you can, and what we've done is we've created a 30-day program here with images my son Mark created every day to help you get that attitude of success, because I tell you, I think that is probably one of the most important things for success in not only nonprofit fundraising, but anything that you do in life. And so I encourage you to go into our Facebook group and join the 30-day challenge to achieve fundraising success and that mindset. Listen to the magic word, participate. Tell us what you feel. If you're watching this later on, I encourage you to jump in our community. I'm going to post a link as well, so you can get a 30-minute phone call with me and Dana. And we're going to chat. And we lost Linda. I kept going on. Thank you, Dr. Linda. Thank you, Dana. Thank you to our viewers. And this concludes our June 24th edition of our Nonprofit Campaigns live forum on fundraising and board development. We'll see you next Thursday, same time, same place. Aloha.
Oh my goodness.